The October 8th Board of Zoning Appeals meeting is called to order. I have two announcements that need to be made first. The Board of Zoning Appeals is a quasi-judicial body, and as such, the latitude for acting on applications is somewhat limited by state statute and city ordinance. This meeting is recorded, therefore, anyone who speaks before the body tonight, including staff, will need to be sworn in. At this time, I'd like to swear in the staff. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Second, all of our motions are made in the affirmative. As a result of that, it does not necessarily mean that the person making the motion or seconding the motion will actually vote for the motion when the roll is called. Anyone wishing to speak to us tonight, when you come to the podium, you'll need to be sworn in. We ask that you please state your name and address loudly so that it can be entered into the record. Will the Secretary please call the roll so we can establish a quorum?
Here.
Mr. Harless?
Here.
Mr. Hurley?
Here.
Ms. Bowden?
Here.
Chairman Cliff?
Here. The next item on our agenda is to approve the minutes from September 10th, 2019. May I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Mr. Yulhorn?
Yes.
Mr. Harless?
Yes.
Ms. Bowden?
Yes.
Chairman Cliff?
Yes. The next item on our agenda is case number 19-939. May we have staff comments?
Thank you, Chairman. The item before you is a request for a variance to the minimum lot width at the building line at Mill Valley Road. This is Lot 24 in the Mill Valley subdivision, Section A. You can see here, it is located, down here is Neshoba Road and Riverdale School. And this is the zoning map. As mentioned, it is in the R1 single-family zoning district. This lot was originally created in 1969 as part of the Apple Valley subdivision. You can see here the original plat. In 1997, the lots were merged into one. So lot 23 and 24 were merged together. A house was built. And then in 2012, the lots were separated again. Lot 23, the house remains. Lot 24 remained vacant. Lot 23 was slightly enlarged from the original 1969 plat, and Lot 24 was slightly smaller. Lot 24 did comply with the minimum lot size and building setback requirements of R1. This plat that you see before you, the re-subdivision plat, was recorded in 2018. Lot 24 has remained vacant since 1969 when it was first originally created. Well, that photo disappeared. That's odd. So the photo that I had before that disappeared showed this property here with the neighboring properties. So this lot 24 currently has a minimum building width 80 feet back from the front property line. The red line you see here is the 40-foot front setback, which all the other lots on the street have. Because of the narrower condition of this lot here, their minimum building width, which is 80 feet wide, ends up actually being 80 feet from the property line as well. So per the re-subdivision plat that we were just looking at, the house would actually have to start back here, an additional 40 feet behind the other houses along the street. The applicant provided this layout here to show you how a house could be laid out on this property if it was to have the same building setback line of 40 feet like the other houses on the street. One thing to note about this property is it's constrained not just by the narrowness here, but also this line here, there's a sewer easement. There's a 10-foot sewer easement here. Nothing can be built there. A driveway cannot go there as well. And along the back here is the floodplain as well. So that also constrains the lot. Therefore, the applicant has proposed that this meets the criteria for a variance of a lot of exceptional narrowness or shape. Down here, the narrowness in the front, the exceptional topographic conditions, it has the floodplain back here, and other extraordinary or exceptional situation of the property, as mentioned, the sewer easement along here. So if this request is approved, the plat shall be re-recorded to reflect that the building line would then be at 40 feet rather than what is currently existing at 80 feet. This concludes staff's report. The applicant is here for any questions that you may have.
Does any member of the board have questions for staff? No? Okay.
Madam Chairman, I have the aerial that was missing from there.
Thank you, Ms. Pounder.
So, hello.
So as laid out here, you'll see the applicant put on the setbacks along the property, 10 feet on this side, what would be the 40-foot front setback, the 25-foot rear setback, and then they actually would have a larger setback here on this side. They would have 15 feet because of the sewer easement, and there is no encroachment into any of those setbacks as the house is laid out here.
Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of the variance? Please come forward. Would the applicant like to make a presentation? Is there anybody who would like to speak against the variance? Please come forward and identify yourself.
Hi, I'm Melba Fristic. I live directly across the street from the proposed lot.
What is your address?
1618 Old Mill Road.
Okay, will you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sure, yes.
All right, go ahead.
I'm here, I also have a letter from the neighbor that would be next door to she's ill and cannot come. She'd asked me to present the letter also. The neighborhood concern is mainly with the setback from the street. We have not seen a proposed plan or anything like that. We've just heard word of mouth, so we have no idea what we're even, proposing for or against. But the main concern is the setback. If it is brought closer to the street, the way the street curves, it would be kind of a sore thumb in the neighborhood sticking out, totally in contrast with what's been built. Also, we don't know where the garage will be or the driveway. The construction driveway right now runs parallel with the neighbor to the north and butts up against our driveway coming from the east to the west. So we have three driveways merging. We don't know if that's going to be, standard, if that's going to be deviated. We have no idea what we're even, since we don't have a plan, there's no way to tell. But if I could read my neighbor's letter, she's ill and could not come. She has the same concerns we do. Because of my illness, I'm unable to attend this meeting. I've asked my very good friends and neighbors, Tom and Melba Fristic, to bring my concerns. I've lived at 1603 Old Mill Road, next door to Lot 24, since November of 1971, 48 years, with my husband, who is now passed. I'm fine with Mr. Williams' house construction as long as variations comply with existing codes with no variations from them. I also have a couple of other issues. One is this temporary driveway, which I addressed. If it's temporary, fine, but needs to go further south of where it is now. If not, there will be three drives converging together, which could pose a hazard. I also understand there may be a three-car garage, which must be in the rear of the house, according to subdivision requirements. I'm not sure how all this works out, but I'm no builder. That was signed by Annie Denise Baker. And really, our concerns are the same. We just don't know what we're dealing with, and variations could really mess up that neighborhood look. I wouldn't want to be the one selling my house. We have a new neighbor who built on the south side of that lot, and they have been totally in concept with the neighborhood. But if something comes through that is totally out of concept, it really affects not just my property values, but everyone in that neighborhood. Any other, can I add? I'm just kind of a spokesman.
Hold on just a second. Does any member of the board have any questions for this person? No?
My only question for you, or explanation maybe for you, Melba, is that I think this will be, the setback will be 40 feet rather than 80, so you won't have a house that is really small, or, well, it wouldn't be worth building a house if
Exactly.
the setback was that far. But based on where the house on the corner's side yard setback is, it should be pretty close in line with that from this discussion that we've had, as well as to the neighbor to the north.
Okay.
That-
When we were first building fencing and things like that, we were told we could not extend past our neighbor's front porch, that we had to keep in that line. That's one of our main concerns right there.
I think that requirement's met. In fact, it's 3 feet further beyond the 40-foot setback that they use as a standard now.
Okay. And where will the driveway be?
I'm sorry.
The driveway.
Looks like, okay, can we get the plot plan back up there? And I don't know if this is the house that's being built, but I'm sure it probably is, because it has to fit the lot
Exactly.
within all the various setbacks. This one right here. All right. Oh, yeah, right there. The one-
So this red line shows what the building setback is for all the other houses in the neighborhood. So
Yes.
they're proposing to start the house 47 feet back,
Okay.
so further than most houses in the neighborhood. The driveway here, this is on, it's hard to see, this is on the
Southern side then?
southern side of the property.
Okay.
Let me put my finger on the driveway and outline it for you, 'cause it's hard to hold.
That would be between your house and,
Oh, I can't reach it.
The variance would not be granted, the setback would be back here, right here, which would be an additional 40 feet in comparison to all the other houses in the neighborhood.
okay. So as we say, the front porches do more or less line up. Okay. Okay.
Now, just so that you also understand, you see where the lines are just to the right of the left edge of the plot? That's the driveway. That's the driveway right there, and it's called a front hook. It comes into the driveway to the side. You won't see the garage doors. Maybe even some of your neighbors have that particular feature. But that's the garage in the front. It's called the front hook. Then the house sits back like that.
The driveway next door, on the corner next on the Apple Valley, it's not an old mill road, so it does not appear that this driveway is across from any other driveway.
That's fine. Yeah. 03 is the one that was concerned mainly. Yeah. Good, good. Okay. That addresses most of our concerns. We welcome a new neighbor. I mean, I'd love to have that lot filled. It's been empty and an eyesore and dirty for a long time. Getting it cleaned up has been a real neighborhood effort. But if it complies with if it complies with the city codes, we have no problem with it whatsoever.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone
Okay.
else who would like to speak? Do you want to come forward?
Let me swap out.
And please state your name and
I'm
address.
Katie Wallace. I live at 1619 Old Mill Road, and I'm actually
You raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. But I'm actually lot 23, so my husband and I sold the lot to Johnny. We were the ones who bought the property from Joyce Andrews. And I really just came for information. Like I said, none of us have seen the plan. So I just wanted to make sure, make sure that nothing was happening that we weren't comfortable with. So that's really why I'm here. I don't have anything really to say. Melba, addressed the garage or the
Your questions.
driveway situation, which doesn't affect my home. But it's good to, see the plan. It looks like that's the plan moving forward, right? That's pretty much all that can happen there, right, Johnny? It's hard to get something in there. Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, so I mean, in terms of this approval, I don't have any questions that affect the approval. My question would be, what are the working hours? I don't know if that's really that's a city question. What hours can they work?
7 to 7.
Okay. Okay, okay.
Does any member of the board have a question for her?
Yes, I'd like to have Mr. Williams come up.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, just a couple of quick questions. I'm sorry.
Raise your right hand. And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
What's your name and address?
Johnny Williams, 2070 Briarbrook Road, Germantown.
I was just anxious to ask you questions.
Sure.
How many square feet are in the proposed house?
Heated square feet,
Mhm.
it's about 3,900.
Okay, so it would be keeping with the neighborhood and size of the house, and
Yeah, I'm not sure what the others are, but it won't be smaller. I don't think there's
so it should
many
help
of
the
them.
value of the homes in the area.
Yeah, it'll be 650 or above.
Okay. Since we've had a couple of neighbors voice some concerns.
Sure.
I'd like to, however this goes tonight on the vote, I'd like to encourage you to meet with them.
Sure.
Just to give them an idea of what's happening and how it's going to happen, and so that they have their questions answered, because I think they're valid questions.
Oh, yeah, I think they are too. I don't have any problem with that.
Good.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I do.
Hold on just a second.
The house that you have in the plans, is that the actual plan for your house, or is this just an example?
No,
of-
that's it.
It is okay, thank you.
Anything else? All right, thank you. Did you want to come forward? All right, and please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
What is your name and address?
Okay, my name's Tom Fristick, 1618 Old Mill. I live across the street. This is going to be a crazy question because I have not seen any plan before this. Is the front of the house going to face Old Mill, or is it going to be set sideways on the lot? Okay. So is the front door facing south? Me, okay, that's what I want to make sure. Okay. Okay, the answer to that. Just, that's part of not having seen, anything. Uh-huh. Right. Okay, okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, is there any more discussion on the variance? I'm ready to entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second,
Second.
will you call the roll?
Because of the unusual shape of the lot and the sewer, as well as the floodplain in the back, I approve this motion.
Mr. Hurley?
No.
Mr. Yulhorn?
Yes.
Ms. Bowden?
Yes, I agree with Mr. Harless for the same reasons. I approve.
And Chairman Cliff?
For the reasons stated by Mr. Harless, I vote yes. Is there any other business to be discussed?
Motion passes.
Oh, motion passed. Is there any old business?
Dinner time.
Any new business? The meeting is adjourned.